Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. So Callum Simpson becomes the new British and Commonwealth middleweight champ. He widely outpoints Zak Chelli, wins a deserved decision. I think it was 118, 111, 118, 110 and 117, 111. Yeah, I had it 117, 111. But in the opening round, it looked like it wasn't going to go very far at all because Simpson came out hunting. And he went straight at Chelli, looking to put pressure on. Extremely strong, physically strong, Simpson. And the physicality seemed to sort of, it sort of rattled Chelli. Chelli was, I mean, he's done 12 rounds before, so he knows how to navigate his way through 12 rounds. And he must have known that Simpson would come out and put it on him. The danger, of course, for Simpson is never having been 12, is he needs to sort of pace himself. Can I do the 12? He thinks he can. He's confident he can, but until you do it, you don't really know. Towards the end of the first round, there was a big overhand punch, which knocked Zak Chelli off balance, sent him sprawling backwards. He wasn't as hurt as he looked, but he looked rattled, but not because of the power of the punch, but because Simpson was so rampaging and so physical and so strong in the clinches. In the second round, I thought Chelli didn't do too badly, actually. I thought he came back quite well. And it was always going to be, could Chelli control the distance? Could Chelli, get that jab going and stop Simpson from constantly setting? In fact, Simpson, in some of those early rounds, was very effective with his feints, but he wasn't firing enough off the feints. So he was keeping Chelli honest, making him think, making Chelli cautious about throwing the jab, about throwing any overhand or rights or right crosses. But there were periods of the rounds where Simpson wasn't firing enough punches. Now, Chelli, even when Chelli felt confident enough to let his hands go, he was landing a few punches, but a lot of them weren't scoring punches. So it became a case of Chelli kind of pinched a couple of rounds. You know what I mean? They could have gone either way, but you thought, okay, I'll give Chelli that round. But generally speaking, I mean, the fight, it didn't have any ups and downs. It was pretty much a consistent case of Simpson putting the pressure on Chelli. And Chelli was just not able to find any kind of rhythm. He wasn't able to, to get that jab pumping and then hang punches off it. There were little pockets where he did that, maybe early on. I mean, I think maybe the fourth or fifth round, he started to let his hands go. And I thought, okay, he's finding some sort of rhythm here. He's finding some sort of self-belief almost. But Simpson was able to contain him through his sheer presence. I mean, Simpson's got good skills. Don't get me wrong. He's not a caveman. He's not a brawler. And Chelli's career, he's now 15 wins, 3 defeats and 1 draw. And like I say, he came into this as the British and Commonwealth middleweight champ. He beat Zak Chelli over 12 rounds. But back in only 2023, July of 2023, he beat, Mark Jeffers beat him over 10 rounds and took the English title off him. So he's had a sort of up and down career. He's beaten Anthony Sims Jr. He beat Jermaine Brown when Jermaine Brown was undefeated. If you go way back in 2019, he lost to Cody Davis. He was undefeated at the time, Davis was. They got a draw with Cullen, which I think he won. That was during lockdown in 2020. But it is a sort of the old proverbial roller coaster ride for Zak Chelli. He's 26 now, Chelli. That's all he is. I thought he was older, but no, he's 26. So he can come again. Don't get me wrong, he can come again. But I think he might have found his ceiling. He is the type of fighter, when he loses, he will learn from his losses. Whereas I think Simpson's a year older, which is hard to believe. He's now got, the 15 wins with the 10 KOs, no draws, no defeats. At 27, he's probably coming into his physical peak, although that's a hell of a physical peak because this bloke is strong at middleweight, a very strong middleweight. Will probably end up as a super middle. And this is by far his best win over Chelli. And it was quite telling that he came in as a big favourite against Chelli. I mean, this fight was in was in the Oakwell football ground in Barnsley. But, you know, when you consider Chelli's experience, you might have thought that the odds were closer. As it happens, the bookies got it right. They rarely get it wrong, don't they? And Simpson thoroughly deserved to win. I suppose now he's got the British and Commonwealth, maybe he'll want to defend it. He might, I suppose he could go for the Lonsdale belt outright. That would mean another couple of defences. Not 3 defenses. Yeah, you got to defend it 3 times these days to win the Lonsdale belt outright. In the old days, it was win it and then defend it twice, but I think they upped it to 3 defences. But he probably won't do that. What I think he'll probably do is go for the EBU title, maybe. Maybe a jump to world level. I don't like that. Why not go for the EBU? The guy's 27 years old. What's the hurry? You know, he's done 10 rounds before, I think once. And he's done 12 rounds now, but what's the problem with having another couple of 12-rounders? Get that experience under your belt. And he's got great support in Barnsley. So it's a great win for the guy. Great win for the guy. It wasn't the most thrilling of fights, but it wasn't boring, I would say, but it wasn't thrilling simply because it was all the rounds had a sort of similar air to them, you know. But did you see this fight? What did you think? Chelli, I think, has hit his ceiling. He has been British and Commonwealth champ. I can quite see him becoming British and Commonwealth champ again. He might pinch an EBU belt somewhere along the line. But I don't think world class is... I think world class might be beyond him. With regards to world class with Simpson, even though he's a year older, I would say the jury's still out. You know, I think he needs to be busier and show a little bit more variety. But it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve, you know. I'm not saying anything bad about the guy. What did you think though of this fight? Let me know your opinions. Leave your comments below. Thanks as always for your time, and please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you don't mind. If you enjoyed the video, I always appreciate your time, and please spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. Like, share, do all that good stuff. You know it makes sense. Cheers. Bye for now.